So I was speaking with a friend last night who was struggling with, or better yet, she was explaining to me how chaotic her her mind was and the struggle that she was having to sit down and meditate because her mind is so consumed. And it brought me back to 8 years ago when I too had a very chaotic mind that was very, very intense and full of irrationality. Um, and I explained to her at the time that my desperation for quiet was the catalyst to beginning meditating. Now, I didn't want to join a meditation group, and I really wasn't into guided meditations. So I was given a few tips along my journey, and I decided one day that I would sit for 5 minutes every day and just learn to breathe and be still. Now, of course, when I did that, my mind was racing with millions of thoughts from all angles. And I continued to breathe for 5 minutes. And it was difficult at the beginning. Wasn't very easy for me to do. And then at one point, I remembered one of my teachers saying to me, if you could grab one thought out of those millions racing through your head, focus on that one thought, acknowledge it, and breathe it out with your breath. And then you find the next thought in the millions of thoughts, and you exhale it with your breath. And then you try to catch another one. So I began this process. 5 minutes every day, I would sit, I would breathe, I would let all my thoughts float around, and I would try to catch one that I could focus on, acknowledge it, and exhale it with my breath. And over a period of time, months and months went by, and I noticed that there was a rhythm starting to happen, that my mind was starting to formulate a new pattern very slowly. I still had many thoughts running through, but it didn't seem as overwhelming when I used to sit and breathe for 5 minutes. So these 5 minutes I then extended to 10, and so on and so on. As this process went on, months and months and months, and now it's been 7 years, I realized that that form of meditation for me was a fabulous way to teach your brain some order. That you were in control of the thoughts. That you have control over your thoughts. I'd never really understood this concept until I got further and further and further and further and further into my meditation. This is a great way to start your mindset journey.